Sister Colette Bonnier.
I am Bishop Michel Buea, Bishop of the Diocese of Buea. Keep watching DMRTV. DMRTV, sharing the light of hope.
The Bishop of the Diocese of Manface, Lordship Aloysius Fondong, has been conferred the title Shelamboka in the course of his pastoral visit, which means the one who opens the road. This was in the course of his visit to the Holy Name Parish, Kokobuma. Several activities characterized his pastoral visit, which took place over the weekend. Plus, the DO and Mayor of Buea Municipality have visited the flood-affected areas and carried out preventive actions to curb the horrendous effects of the flash flood, which this time left a lot of casualties to more areas in Buea Municipality. Good evening and welcome to Divine Prime. I am your presenter for tonight's edition, Reverend Father Alphonse Ekema. Those were our top stories. The development of the news would be yours in a bit. The Bishop of Buea, His Lordship Michel Buea, has paid a visit to the areas which were badly hit by the flash flood of last weekend. He stopped by to pray with the victims and to encourage them during this moment of crisis. He passed by Buea Town Municipality and equally passed by the hospital, the regional hospital, where he prayed with the victims, and equally stopped by Sister Church Environment, that is a PCC synod, where they had some massive destruction. Joyce Mbong accompanied the prelate and now reports.
Prayed and condoled with the inhabitants and victims. His Lordship Michel Buea has prayed and condoled with the inhabitants and victims of the flash flood which occurred in Buea Saturday, March 18, 2023. Buea Town being under the circumscription of St. Anthony of Padua Parish in the Diocese of Buea, the prelate visited the site to sympathize with his Christians, victims and inhabitants of that area following the sad incident. Some inhabitants present at the site narrated what they witnessed on that fateful day.
It was around 3 o'clock. The rain was drizzling. After some time, we were outside here. We ran to one Baba who is up here. We entered the salon and sat down. Weeks ago, this water came down. The first rain which fell, water came down. The same place, but light. So I told them that I'm hearing some sounds like water is coming down. Before it took of an eye, we heard that house which is broken. We heard a loud noise. Boom! Before we could go out to see what is happening, we were already surrounded by water. We couldn't move. We saw how a taxi was coming up here. The water carried the taxi right down. It's somewhere down there. Then after that, it carried again 3. The taxis are also down somewhere in the valley down there. So it's terrible. The whole road was covered with water of about 1 meter high.
So I saw a child here inside this gutter. So I have to call people when they come jack the pigeon. So we start move those things, and we see the pigeon now here. I call my colleague, they jack the pigeon, we put here once the pigeon don't die.
So far, at least 2 persons have been reported dead, 4 wounded, a lot of material damages as well.
What happened yesterday, we had a flash flood, and it led to the loss of 2 lives, unfortunately. A child, a little girl of 10 years old, and a man of approximately 27 years old in Dover. And as we talk, we have 4 cases in the Buea Regional Hospital and a lot of loss of property.
Having listened to them, the prelate prayed and encouraged them.
And others who are sick in this hospital and different hospitals. We ask you to extend your healing hands on them, help them to recover from the injuries and the health issues they obtain because of this incident. Continue to strengthen them with your grace, that they may continue
Inhabitants of Buea believe that this strange disaster would have been prevented if construction policies were respected by all and sundry.
That has come and gone. There's nothing we can change in it. Let's do the necessary so that it doesn't happen again. What do I mean? Let's open up the waterways through the council. Let us respect building norms. And at the same time, let us respect safety measures, because some of the electric lines poles are down, and if we are not prudent, it can lead to disaster. So let's be very prudent during this period of time.
From Buea Town, the bishop's next stop was to some survivors of the incident currently admitted at the Buea Regional Hospital. church remains faithful and hopeful in God's divine intervention for all affected by the ugly incident.
Joyce Mbong completing that story. And now the CMA are looking up to a new structure to host the National Secretariat. This multi-million franc CFA structure will be built or constructed in the Diocese of Buea. Over the weekend, the members of the CMA gathered to be able to raise funds to be able to realize this project. Marion Geni gives us insight to this story.
From the celebration of the feast day of St. Joseph to the dedication of new members into the group, then came the fundraising for the National Catholic Men's Association Secretariat, where the members of the association in the Diocese of Buea are expected to raise their own part of the funds needed.
Working under the guide of the General President, and before now he did strategize the fundraising system which has to run around the whole territory.
These members have been encouraged to complete the building come 2025 by the local ordinary of the Diocese of Buea, as he urges them to be optimistic and collaborate in carrying out the project, such that when the College of Bishops are visiting the Diocese of Buea, the project will be complete.
The bishops will not come here and see our National Secretariat still under construction. All of you, we must work hard to make sure that if the bishops are coming here, let the bishops of Cameroon bless that secretariat and make it functional.
These members put in place strategies to enable them complete the project on or before the deadline, as the 26 dioceses in Cameroon ought to raise their own part of the funds needed to complete the project, and believe that the only thing holding them down.
In our last large executive meeting we had in Yaoundé, we took a unanimous decision of giving deadlines within this year for this project to be realized. So what the bishop was giving us today was as a reminder. He had read our mind, and it's a reminder. And after everything, by the word of God and through the intercession of Saint Joseph, it will be okay.
In it, our programming works. Say if the means were there, I will give you an execution program for the next few months, and that's what we are doing. We have to work towards it. The main thing is finance. We need the money. Everything has been planned in the various stages, and is ready. We're just waiting for money to execute.
With the various fundraising events going on in the different dioceses in Cameroon, it is hoped that the projects will go on hitch-free and the deadline given to them by the prelate will be respected.
Many thanks to you, Marion Geni, for completing that report. Now, the Bishop of the Diocese of Mamfe, His Lordship Aloysius Fondong Abangalo, has been conferred the title Shelam Boka, which means the one who opens the road. The title was conferred on him by the people of Kokobuma as he toured the parish last weekend in the course of his 2-day pastoral visit. While he was with them, he did receive 7 people into the church through the sacrament of confirmation. Details in the following report. Once again in the Diocese of Mamfe, Bishop Fondong makes a pastoral visit to another area. This time around, it is at the Holy Name of Jesus Parish, Kokobuma, where not only a banner welcomes him, but also the men of the community whom he greets at his entry before joining the dancing crowd. After the welcome by the entire village, there is a confirmation mass during which 7 candidates are confirmed.
From today, we will like each and other. If you see a brother, love your sister as yourself, love your brother as yourself. That's so confirmation mean for today. I received my confirmation.
I don't have a lot to say. It's only may God be with me throughout my life.
A meeting takes place with the Pastoral and Finance Committee of the parish at Kokobuma, where the parishioners are updated on some key issues.
It's a good preparation, and the preparation have really headed us into a good result. So though it's not easy, but we say thank God that everything worked out fine. No rain. Since Bishop came here, no, it even dropped. But you see, everything's under control. By his power.
The following day, the official mass of the pastoral visit is celebrated by Bishop Fondong, during which he educates the Christians on the purpose of pastoral visits.
Church law tell me say, Bishop you get duty for make pastoral visit. First all, new bishop, you get for go around the diocese, to sabi find how the diocese is there, or visit people them, make people they sabi ye, and make it to sabi the people them. And for here find how we pastoral work, it go for inside those parish communities.
The visit of the bishop is not just for the Catholic Christians, it's for everybody. And that was well expressed today in the attendance at Mass. Everybody from different parts of the community there for Mass.
The Mass is greatly attended by Catholics and non-Catholics alike, who come to celebrate the prelate's arrival among them.
I come like Kokobuma, one of the Kokobuma village women who can receive the bishop. I need to go Catholic Church. I'm a Presbyterian Christian. They will be very happy to receive Bishop for our village today because seeing so the grow, John no say we get that kind of big, see that kind of big personality. Then God-fearing person will not say will be blessed.
For this occasion, my chief sent me from the event. That's why I did here, and I come to receive the good spring I will get. Be very happy, and with the praise say, make this journey way come for Kokobuma. Make it be like, in fact, we don't give it even name, the title. Say Shelambuka, we mean for English, say man with the open road.
Some activities take place after the Mass, among which are some significant displays, and the decoration and conferral on Bishop Fondong, the title Shelamboka, meaning the one who opens the road. For the people of Kokobuma are convinced that the bishop's visit would be for them the beginning of many divine favors. Professor and Mrs. Fomin Stephen and Alice have celebrated together 50 years of being in matrimony, celebrating their lives together in the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral. They were reminded by His Lordship Michael Bibi to be able to follow tolerance as they continue to excel in the marital life. Marion Genyi now tells us more.
Marriage, they say, is not a bed of roses. It is in this light that Christians of the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral Parish Moliko witnessed the Fomin family renew their marital vows after 50 years of marriage while celebrating the sacrifice of the Holy Mass with the local ordinary of the Diocese of Buea.
We witness the renewal of their marriage promises. Alice and Stephen, on the anniversary of that celebration, at which we join your life in an unbreakable bond through the sacrament of matrimony, you now intend to renew before the Lord the promises you made to one another. Turn to the Lord in prayer that these vows may be strengthened by divine grace.
The prelate in his homily talks on communication, acceptance, forgiveness and reconciliation being the key to a sustainable marriage in our society today, as he applauds the Fomin couple for persevering for this long in the sacrament of marriage.
It's like any married life. That's once you don't make the choice when you get married, yes, difficulties every day, challenges every day. But in the face of the difficulties and the challenges we encounter inside married life, it be important for we to always dialogue, for always communicate, for learn to accept each other, and above all, for being ready for forgive and for being reconciled in order for maintain that bond of unity will be established, especially when we don't mind.
The ability to tolerate and dedicate time for each other and the family has gone a long way in strengthening the union of Mr. and Mrs. Fomin for 50 years, as they have been blessed with an extension of the family from children to grandchildren.
Well, what has kept the union going, by my own assessment,
is our ability to tolerate each other, and also the enrichment that we've had. We are most thankful to God for this wonderful period of living together and blessed with children.
To the young couples and those planning to embark into the school of marriage, perseverance is a virtue they are called upon to have and practice in order to have a long-lasting union.
Married couples for live together for a long period, it also presupposes so that they ready for persevere for those difficult moments, the moments in which things are not the way they get for growth. They must be able to persevere.
Couples of now, they should be able to persevere. What is making them go apart or go astray is the inability to persevere. As he has said, marriage is not a bed of roses. You have to persevere. If you really you are in for what you started, you have to persevere.
Families are beckoned to pray always and tolerate each other while exercising love in order to live together. For a family that prays together, lives together.
Many thanks to you, Marion Genyi, for wrapping up that report. Now, demolition of houses in the Diocese of Buea or demolition of houses on waterways in the municipality of Buea has commenced. The activity, which started on Monday 20th, was spearheaded by the Mayor of Buea Municipality, Barrister Mafani Namange. These are amongst the measures which are taken to be able to curb the flood incident which did occur last time, taking 2 lives. Sharon Tita now tells us more.
2 days after a flash flood caused by a heavy downpour was witnessed in the Buea municipality, several areas are still trying to come to terms with the unfortunate destructive incidents. Visiting some of the affected areas this day is the Mayor of Buea, David Mafani Namange, together with the DO of Buea, Abba Abdurrahman, and the Flood Evaluation Committee to assess the level of damages caused by the flood.
Enormous damage done to private property and even public property. Some schools have their fences destroyed. They will think in the days ahead, because we are out in a formation instructed and put in place under the leadership of the LGO. We have been out since morning. We think by the end of the day, we will make a proper assessment of what has happened.
Mayor Mafani brings a demolition machine with him to Buea town to pull down some structures built on waterways in order to limit the outcome of such incidents.
Today we brought another program. We are starting working up there with this time with a front head loader and excavator. We are working on coming down. We are opening the waterway. Every house, every structure which is on the waterway will be brought down, unfortunately. But for the sake of the common good, we have to do that. This is just the beginning. We are doing this right down to Monya, and then we take the next waterway. So all waterways in Buea, all without exception, and without taking into consideration whatever quality of house or structure we find on the waterway, for the good of the people of Buea and humanity, we are bound to do what we are doing.
Aside from that, he reveals that the floods left 2 major casualties, while some persons have been declared missing following the incidents.
We have the loss of 2 lives, a little girl of 10 years old who died here at Mangamelo Flow, and a guy of 27 years at Koke, that's in Nova, recovering downwards. One family has declared their daughter of 10 years missing. They sent her to the market. It was about 11 a.m. on that day. This thing took place at about 2, so we don't know what happened to the little girl. And my people around the town said there was one man they saw holding an electric pole, and finally the pole was taken off. So we don't know, since it was volcanic soil and it was covered in wood, it could not be identified. However, no family has declared that they have a missing somebody. So as of now, we can confirm 1 missing child, 2 deaths, and about vehicles destroyed, we can equally contain enormous damage done to private property and even public property.
Meanwhile, some persons affected by the floods in one way or the other shared their grievances.
My wife was the one helping me at my house. So she was here when the rain was falling, and unfortunately the building collapsed on her. But thank God they rescued her. But I lost everything in the shop. And like this, she's in the hospital as I'm talking now. She's in the regional hospital. So I've lost everything that I have in my life. Everything. I just thought we stopped because this is farming season. I just bought things and stocked in the shop just last week. So everything has gone. I don't have anything now. So I just want any government can help me, anybody, any NGO, anybody, any company can help me, assist me. Let me start back. I have 6 children with my wife.
We were taking now the first job. Take all things in that room, everything we take our time keep all. After that now, the car for some apalo move up and everything move all. Now free safely. Fish can cross for door and we start fair for that fish. We stand. But last one now, remember for toilet, they have to for toilet for also. See that boy they can't find me now, all never was don't die. All my tea don't know. All. And what is it for tea, they all don't go.
Mayor Mafani equally uses this opportunity to assure the population of Buea that they are working in synergy with other stakeholders to ensure that things go back to normalcy.
It's traditional that when things like this happen, first we should take statistics. We are working not just with the central administration, that's the government, but we have other partners like certain agencies of the United Nations that have contacted us. Compensation, I don't know that is the right word, but we are going to coordinate actions under His Excellency the Minister of Temporary Administration, has the department in charge of that, to at least alleviate their plight.
In order to avoid the frequent recurrence of such floods, the inhabitants of Buea are advised to plant many trees and avoid constructing structures on waterways.
Sharon Tita wrapping up that beautiful report. Denizens of Buea municipality have been in distress since the mackerel fish, commonly known as Morocco, is said to have been poisoned and smuggled in some parts of the country, especially the littoral region and the southwest region. However, some managers of seafood companies do opine that they have had no deaths, or they have recorded no deaths, as customers still flaunt their stores for public and private consumption. Gillian Tatayenla took interest in this story and now gives us the details.
Eating fish is an important source of omega-3 fatty acid. These essential nutrients keep our heart and brain healthy, but caution must be taken during consumption.
For that time, we get Morocco. That time Morocco will be 1 kilo 250, 300. They come Morocco say jumba fish. When people they bring us, so they have jumba fish, that's what they buy. They don't tell us some fish don't come. When they say Morocco, make any man look out. If they get this cost for 7 days here, when they flock to go for buy fish, make them not go buy poison for them for keep them. Better make them buy chicken. So the other way, me have to talk.
They not some the fish again. They not supply. The fish is not enter. Now bad fish. People and the sub and they die. They not so fish again. Now all that I don't talk about.
Poisoned mackerel fish is said to have been imported in some parts of Cameroon, especially Douala and Buea. The population is still to come to terms with this, as others are taking some precautionary motives.
I've heard about this poisonous mackerel that is in town, that has entered town. So even the internet have shown it, that they have discarded some in Yaoundé and it is right here in Buea. So my advice is that parents should be very careful with the food they buy. Our students, this is the food that they quickly rush to buy. Either beside the road, that is the grill fish beside the road, or they buy it to cook. Is easy and it's accessible. So please be very careful.
Finding out the reality on grounds from some top companies in the fish business, Congelcam, Société Anonyme, A renowned seafood company in Cameroon says they have recorded no case of poisoned fish so far, and their customers have raised no complaint as they visit their stores.
I have to tell my customers about there is not only Konyeka important. There are so many important in Cameroon. Konyeka is more important. The person that is not quantity of fish in Cameroon. But the one that is happening is not Konyeka. It's a concurrent. That's how we have to call it. Yes. So that I have to assure my customer that this matter of what is not.
To those selling street food, awareness has been made assuring that the poisonous fish can easily be identified since it is being purchased daily.
I don't roast fish for more than 20 years. Yes. So the poison fish, you don't eat this. You know they will congel camp. Yes, me and the bomb and the roast fish from for Banana Island from
It should be noted that the oceans are full of pollutants such as microplastic, pesticides and heavy metals that enter waterways. Synthetic pesticides used for weed and bug control are toxic even in small amounts and can cause fish poisoning.
Many thanks to you, Gillian Tata, for wrapping up that beautiful report. Now, the group stage of the Total Energies Champions League has come to an end over the weekend with the best two teams going to the quarterfinals. The lone Cameroonian team, Cotton Sports of Garoua, were eliminated in the course of the games. Hilarion Clinton took a note of the group stage as it unfolded and, of course, puts together the following report for us.
The group stage of the ongoing Total Energy CAF Champions League competition has ended. The lone Cameroonian local club was eliminated after 5 consecutive defeats, with the recent one being the Friday, March 17, 2023 clash between the team and the visitors from Egypt. The Red Devils were able to maintain their victory records, with the boys of Coach Gabriel Hamann as the 90 minutes of play saw the visitors from Egypt leading by 4-0. This recent defeat leaves Coach Gabriel Hamann of Cotton Sport of Garoua with just 2 games to defend his position as head coach of the Garoua-based club. In Group A of the competition, Wydad Atletico Club of Morocco is topping the group with 10 points, followed by the boys of Coach Milaut Hamdi, still with 10 points. Group B, which was occupied by 2 Egyptian clubs, 1 Sudanese and 1 Cameroonian club, is topped by Mamelodi Sundowns and El Hilal with 11 and 10 points respectively. Group C is first by Ranger Casablanca and Simba FC of Coach Roberto Oliveira. Group D is led by ES Tunis of Coach Nabil Malul, with the 4-time champions of the CAF Champions League recording 10 points, second by an Algeria club, Belouizzad, with 9 points. With the end of this group stage, Cotton Sport of Garoua stands as the worst team of the first stage of this competition as she suffers on the defeat with no points.
With that report from our sports page, we now come to the end of tonight's newscast. But before we take leave of you, a recap of some of our major stories. The Bishop of Memphis, Lordship Aloysius Fondong, has been conferred the title Shelam Boka in the course of his pastoral visit to the Holy Name of Jesus Parish, Kokobuma. Several activities characterized the pastoral visit, which took place over the weekend. Plus, the DO and Mayor of Buea Municipality have visited the flood-affected areas and carried out preventive action to curb the horrendous effects of the flash flood, which this time left a lot of casualties to some areas in Buea. I have been your presenter for tonight's edition of the news, Reverend Father Alphonse Ekema. Stay tuned for much more interesting programs on DMRTV.